Well, good morning, good morning. We are on Facebook. That means we're on YouTube. We're coming up with Coffee with Casper. Here's the Casper. He wants to come up. Come on. He wants to say hi. We'll bring him back up again in a minute when we gong ourselves in. We're glad you're here. Let me know where you are, where you're checking in from. We're about to come up with Coffee with Casper. Going to gong ourselves in 2 minutes. You stay. You got dirt all over your face. Well, good morning, Missy Grant from North Carolina. Happy Fat Tuesday. Good morning, Reverend Trish from Hollywood. That's right, we're Fat Tuesday. That's very cool. Tomorrow would be the first day of Lent. There we go. Hi, Loretta from Boise. Nice to see you this morning. Good morning from Santa Rosa, Pam. Nice to see you. We're glad everybody's here and checking in. And we're going to gong ourselves in less than a minute. And just spend our 20 minutes together. Good morning, Dave. Nice to see you this morning from Boise. We decided to go. It's a little cool outside here today. You can see by my layers. But it's so clear and fresh, we thought better take advantage because there might be more rain coming to Southern California. That's just how it goes this time of year, particularly when they call it El Nino, followed by La Nina. That's just the way it rolls. Good morning, Arlen from San Juan Capistrano. Nice to see you this morning. Good morning, Brother Graham. Nice to see you. We're glad you're here. All right, there's 8:30. We're going to gong ourselves in. Here we go. Let's everybody take a big deep breath in. At the end of the deep breath, we're going to let out the sound ah and relax our shoulders. Really big deep breath in. Ah. And remember, it becomes a holy breath because you make it a holy breath. We're going to take one more deep breath in, let out the sound ah, and then bring the energy up into our heart center because it is Valentine's week. Here we go. Big deep breath in. Let the energy rise up into your heart center. And just allow yourself to relax in your heart center for just these next 19 minutes as we're together talking about things that we know. So who is, I'm Harry Morgan Moses, you're watching Coffee with Casper. What this is a group of light workers who are gathering on a regular basis in cyberspace in order to remember who we are. And the line that we have been using for years is the line from the Tibetan Book of the Dead. We came from light. Good morning, Paul from Studio City. Good morning, Candace from the Palm Desert area. We use this line, we came from the light, we put on a coat of skins, and we return to the light. And what I believe is in this dawning of the age of Aquarius, and this awakening of humanity to the unity of all life, meaning all things are interrelated and interconnected, and there's no such thing as a disconnected anything. And that spirit itself birthed forward a self-conscious being. That's you and me, because we can say, I am aware that I am conscious. I am aware that I have consciousness. I am. And when we realize that self-consciousness, good morning from South Carolina. Good morning. Nice to see you this morning, Becky. So here's the deal. The great metaphysician from the last century, Ernest Holmes, he said the impulsion of the universe is love. Now, uni means one, verse means song, one song. Now, from a scientific point of view, we recognize that we live in a particular universe called the Milky Way. There's a galaxy called the Milky Way, and that there are probably universes upon universes. So we would say within the entire cosmos, the impulsion of the universe is love. The reason spirit itself, that which is the I am, it created everything, right? Now, it doesn't matter which myth you want to believe. The billions of years it took to create the stars and galaxies that we know of. But this recognition of the beauty of the cosmos became from energy itself, from source itself. Energy and matter are equal and interchangeable. There's only one energy in the universe, and you and I are part of it. We belong to it. But not only that, we were given the gift of self-consciousness. And in my book, It's So Easy When You Know How, which is in its second edition and has sold several thousand copies around the world, what we want to recognize, and you can find that book on my website, newthought.com, if you want to get a copy. But I published that book in 1990. But it's built of universal truths, and the truths that are in it are the same truths. Nothing has changed since 1990. Truth is truth is truth. But in that book, I describe the cosmos being aware of itself, looking at the glory of itself as an ever-expanding expression of energy, of itself in expression. It realized that it was the only thing conscious. Spirit, source, as energy, recognized it was the only thing conscious. So in my book, I said, good morning, Mark. Nice to see you in Kaya from Atascadero. Nice to see you. Good morning, Becky from South Carolina. South and North Carolina is with us today. So God, source, looked at itself and said, this is magnificent. And then realized there was no other place of self-consciousness that was aware of itself and therefore able to gaze at the magnificence and notice it. Spirit births forth out of itself the recreation of itself in form. Now we say that spirit is threefold: spirit, soul, and body. And so when it recreated itself, it created that same consciousness in you and me as spirit, that which is conscious, as soul, that which is eternal, and that which is body, that which has expression. Spirit, soul, and body. And so you and I, when you hear the biblical term, we are born in the image and likeness of the Most High, it means we're born in the image and likeness of spirit, soul, and body. Now, spirit itself, source itself, what the simple way of saying that is what God knows is. When God knows something, it exists. When God knows something, because the law of creation is part of spirit, as soon as it knows something, the thing that it knows is. Now, you and I are at the same level. When we truly know something, it is. So when we truly know we are born in the image of the One, we begin to rely on that perfect pattern of the One for our wholeness, for our health, as the source and substance of all good, as that which is creative, by responding to me, by believing in what I know. Now, the difference is that you and I are not absolute beings. We don't know everything absolutely. So we have what's called a conscious mind, that which is the small area of our thought, which is what we're aware of. They have the subconscious mind, which is the storehouse of everything that we're aware of. And the law of creation moves through the subconscious mind. What it is you totally believe between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind becomes the experience of our lives. So that which we are believing in, that which we are seeking to understand and comprehend and know at a deeper level, is what our work is all about. To know that we are one with the One. To know that we are born in the image and likeness of the One. To know that God loves, as St. Augustine said, God loves each of us as if there was only one of us. And to begin to be the ones who asks and seeks and knocks for the revelation of that cosmic love. That I am the beloved of the Most High. That each of us is the beloved of the Most High. And when we will experience that is when we truly know it. When we know that we are one with love and light and truth and wisdom and poise and harmony and bality and youthful exuberance and creativity and power, and that the actual source itself is responding to me because I am born in the ground of being where the law of the circle and I are at one. In other words, the sum total of my beliefs are recreating my experience. Now, the sum total of your beliefs may not be adding up into an experience in your life right now that is wholeness in health, wholeness in wealth, wholeness in love, and wholeness in purpose. That knowing that in health, wealth, love, and purpose, I am totally and completely on track. Aloha from Honolulu. Nice to see you, Patri, this morning. Good morning from Hollywood, Miss Crystal. We're glad everybody's here this morning. What a great gathering of great awakening souls. So here's the good news. The soul What I am is not bound by the choices I have made in the past. It's bound by the choices I am making today. And sometimes we have to work so hard on changing a false belief in fear, a false belief in doubt, a false belief that one color is better than another, that one religion is better than another, that my way is better than your way. All of these things that are comparative have nothing to do with the equality of God. Race, mind, creed, color, ways of being, belief system, none of it matters. Even sinner doesn't matter, because what matters, sin is just a mistake. As soon as we rechange, as soon as we reaffirm, as soon as we begin to knock on the door of our own subconscious and change a false belief because it's not coming out the way that we imagine, we don't blame the cosmos, we don't blame circumstances, we don't blame other people. We begin to work with that presence, to know that I am that divinity, to know that the I am, as Meister Eckhart said, the soul is gazing at the glory of God while the other part's directing the senses, and the part that's directing the senses is known as the still small voice. Casper wants to come up and say hi. Come on. There you go. You want to say hi to everybody? You want to say hi? Yeah, he thinks as soon as the camera is rolling and I'm talking, he should be in the camera. Okay, good boy, get down. So, aloha. We got so many great souls checking in. So, here's what we want to remember. The impulsion of the cosmos itself, every galaxy, every universe, from here to eternity, the impulsion of it all is love. And to realize that the cosmos itself, that spirit itself, that God itself, that source itself, loves itself, and that you are born of that, and not only are you born of that, you're born in the image and likeness of that. So this I am presence within you, what we call the upstairs consciousness, that upstairs consciousness is seeking to guide you every day, in every breath, in every thought, toward the realization of the glory of your true and eternal nature, which is the glory of the I am, which is the glory of the Christ, the Atman, the Buddha, the High Self. By any tradition, it is the realization of the self and what it really is. And we'll go to that line from Browning, the poet Robert Browning. There is an inmost center in us all, where truth abides in fullness. And to know consists, rather than opening out a way where the imprisoned pleasure may escape, than in affecting the light or something outside of ourselves to change it. In other words, we're all seeking to awaken to the very cosmic nature that we are. Good morning, Reverend Angelica Jane. Nice to see you this morning. From Eureka, she has found it. Right? We are all born in the image and likeness of this cosmic glory, and anything less than that glory in every area of our life is not a punishment. It's simply the law of the circle, that which is energy that comes from me returns to me as my experience, saying that we can cleanse the glasses of our perception. We can cleanse the misunderstandings of false teachings which the race may have believed in before we got here. We can rise up to the place where we listen and hear and serve the I am that I am, in that I may awaken to the glory of my true self in a more magnificent way today than ever before. And so it matters not what side of the bed you got out of, whether you got out of the right side or the wrong side. Each one of us is obligated to change our consciousness, to change our mind, so that we can live a new expression of the divinity, of the glory of who I really am in this lifetime, in this day, in this week. So the impulsion of the universe is love. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, which is the celebration of love, but not love as a platitude, not love as romantic love or carnal love, but love as the transcendent reason for the glory of the expression of all of life. When you see a rose blooming in a garden, it is not questioning itself, it is just rising to shine into its own nature and to reveal that beauty that we call the rose. which is the same as the lotus flower, layer upon layer, which is why the lotus flower has always been a symbol for awakening humanity. Layer upon layer, awakening to the glory of who and what we are. And that's not limited by age, race, color, creed, ways of being, religious perceptions, none of them. It is the ability that self has to knock on the door of my true nature. Who am I really? I came from the light, and we came at a time when humanity needs to let go of separatism, which means ego, edging God out, and come into the unity of all life and to the recognition of the interconnection of all life, and to therefore, here's the big word, and therefore the responsibility for changing my mind so that I can change my experience. Again, the philosopher Ernest Holmes says, if you need a pill, take a pill. But if you want to get well, change your mind. If you want to reveal the glory of your true nature, you must begin to ask and seek and knock on that true nature, and that whole work is an inside job. It doesn't deny what is outside, but it is saying what is happening through the law of the circle, through the law of mind, through the law of creation, which is all the same law, through the law of attraction, it's all the same law, name it what we want. It's energy coming from me, returning to me as the multiple layers of my experience, mentally, spiritually, etherically, physically. Everything is happening is a result of the law of the circle. That which is coming from me is returning to me, and I have the right to change my mind, to knock on the door of my own perceptions, to knock on the door of my subconscious and dislodge ideas of separation, ideas of war, ideas of violence, ideas of limitation, ideas of competition. Competition is a game. That's why so many Americans love watching the Super Bowl. It's a game. It's a game. The real game is not happening out on a playing field. The real game is happening within you. You are the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning, the end. You are the recreation of the divine as yourself. Oh my God, I am that. So then you begin to see why all of the saints and sage and mystics and masters throughout time, no matter from the east or west, however they got there by contemplating the nature of this divinity, by contemplating that living source is in every flower, in every tree, in every breeze, in every breeze, and in every breath. Yeah, it's there all the time, and it is up to us to dig deeper into it, to go through the fear and the doubt and even the physical pains, to transcend them, to return to the perfect pattern, to allow wholeness to be in my mind, in my body, and in my experience, to allow love to be the primary source of all the good in my life, and to recognize that love in your personal relationships, in your family relationships, in your friend relationships, in your relationships with the four-leggeds, right? It doesn't matter. Four-leggeds, two-leggeds, all of it is the divine. Yeah, come on, you're out of the picture. There you go. All of it is the divine. All of it is who and what you are. The beauty that surrounds us. I came outside today so that we could remember, look at the beauty is everywhere. It's everywhere. But we must open our eyes to perceive it. We must say yes to it. We must express our gratitude for it. The more grateful we are, the more joyous we become, the more we appreciate the beauty that's around us, that's in us, that's through us, and that the law of the circle brings to us through relationships, through opportunity to grow and expand. This is what we really are. I am an immortal spiritual being, superior to my mind and to my body and to my experience. And by the grace of the Most High, I have a mind, a body, and an experience. And I have the capacity to change my mind and change my experience. To look again at the divinity that's already been given to me because I was birthed as the living Christ itself, as the awakening Buddha itself, as that which is consciousness unfolding in the world in order to bring more love, more light, more truth, more wisdom, more peace, more power, more glory into my life, Yes, but beyond my life, so that it multiplies itself around me. Oh yes, good and more good is mine. There is no limit to the good that is mine. Everywhere I go, I see this good. I feel it. It crowds itself against me. I open, it flows through me, and it multiplies itself around me. And I'm an instrument of that good. I'm an instrument of that healing. I'm an instrument of that love. And it all begins because I begin with an appreciation of the life force that is the I am that I am. And I dwell in that life force in a more powerful way than I have ever dwelled before. So it's Valentine's week. It's the first day of Lent coming up. It's releasing that which no longer serves and choosing into my life that which brings more life. It's the decision to magnify the glory of the love that's all around me. It's the opportunity to play in the playing field of life in the third dimension and enjoy it. And enjoy all that is the experience. That is, behold, as the Master Teacher said, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. It's right here. So this week, let us ask for it. Let us invite it. Let us magnify the love around us. Let us appreciate the smallest amounts of love, wherever they are. This is our time to open to not just the romanticism of Valentine's Day, but to the romanticism of cosmic love, and that you have been placed in the very center of it. You are the beloved of the Most High, as am I, as is everyone else. And yet it requires that we awaken to it. It requires that we become conscious of it. It requires that we court the presence and we open ourselves to the glory of cosmic love and what it is to be an eternal being of ever-expanding cosmic love. Who you are is something special. We'll be back next week on Coffee with Casper. If you have enjoyed any part of our 20 minutes together today, share it. Share it on LinkedIn. Share it on Facebook. Share it on YouTube. We're on YouTube and Facebook. Let's invite more and more people to become conscious and to magnify this love so that we increase, that we quicken the awakening world in a way that brings peace and poise and love and the fulfillment of the ancient prayer, peace on earth and goodwill to all humankind. Who you are is something magnificent. And until we meet again, I invite you to go in the light, as the light and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. We'll see you next week. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. This is Coffee with Casper. Bye for now. You going to come up, Casper, or are you going to go play? Oh, you're so busy. He's busy. He's busy chasing lizards.